All right. Jen Jones with Connect and Elevate. I'm the founder and entrepreneur, and I help women introvert entrepreneurs nourish their introvert gifts, become more aware of their energy because awareness of our energy is so important, cultivate joyful relationships while still building community. Today, we are talking about making the cash register ring. And that was like, that was eye-catching, huh? So we're going to talk to you about three sections of the secrets of networking. And I'm not going to go into the definition of networking versus connecting. I think a lot of people, when they hear the word networking, they kind of cringe a little bit. Other people, I'm all about networking. I go to every networking event. I, do all this. Most likely you're an extrovert. But if you are an introvert, then you probably are thinking, I don't want to network again ever in my life. And I'm obviously exaggerating quite a bit, but everyone that I talk to is a little bit different. And when we get into networking and connecting, right? Because networking is important. Networking is, bringing in new people, going out, meeting new people. Do we have to do that in big, huge groups? Not necessarily. But it's the connecting piece that I feel like most women in my circles and the ones that I bring into my circle really are looking for that connection. We're looking for that other, woman who, whether it's a personal connection, personal and business connection, or just a business connection, connecting is really on the top of our priority list. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of that, because I think when we say networking, people are like, ew, I don't want to network. I don't want to go and network at the chamber because, it's the good old boys. And I'm not saying, I am a member of the chamber and I don't want to, poo-poo chambers, but it is, there have been times when I've walked into a chamber meeting and was like, oh, really? All right, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And so, we want to surround ourselves with people that we don't dread going to see. And that is one of the most important things, is bringing us full circle and into the company of people that we actually want to meet, that we want to cultivate those relationships, and maybe we want to do business with, or we refer them, they refer us. We're partners, we're collaborators together. So I'm going to step back just for a minute to talk about, why are introverts inherently amazing networkers? One, introverts are introspective. So we can really go in and go deep into what we want out of certain situations. So we're really good at visualization. So I always tell people that if you're going to, whether it's a live event or even a Zoom event, if it's something that feels really overwhelming, you're not quite comfortable with, you don't even know anybody there. So I just, visualization is one of those things that is so important. I'm trying to think of the example. There might be a specific person, but it basically, the example is basketball players not only physically practice playing basketball, they visualize practicing playing ball. That is just one of their things that they do. And I'm sure other athletes do too, but this one stands out in my mind, is when we're visualizing the best possible outcome, and we're going through and we're seeing it to the end and going, and how does that make you feel? Like, oh my gosh, like I just met 2, 3, 1 amazing person networking tonight, or networking on Zoom. How does that make you feel? I know when I meet 1 or 2 or 3 people, I am so pumped when I leave a networking event. Sometimes I'm exhausted by the time I get home, but it's one of those things that we don't think about. We don't think about visualizing going into networking events, or even going into one-on-one calls with people. Really visualizing the best possible outcome is really important. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I want to get to the juicy stuff. So set an intention for each meeting. So do the visualization, set an intention, And then I really want you to understand that if you have a networking story that's negative, like I'm not a good networker, I don't know how to connect with people, no one wants to hear what I have to say. Those are things that I've been hearing over the course of the last 2.5 years. And I look at people and I'm like, but you're here. And oh my gosh, like you just made that connection. So sometimes we just have to step back 1, 2, 3 steps and say, oh yeah, like I'm good at this. And even if it's like, well, I'm okay at this. I met that one person that was the most amazing relationship that I could have made in the last quarter. Think about that evidence that you can come up with to shift that story. And introverts have this tremendous ability to create deep, meaningful relationships. We connect with people. We follow up when we're not scared to bug people. We are the ones who bring people together, which I'm going to get to in a minute. So I want you to understand that introverts, and this could really be brought into extroverts too, that you are amazing networkers just for a different reason. And I think that if we're all in the same lane and we all want to connect, that is where the magic happens, is when we're able to really build those connections. And I know that, I've built a lot of great connections. I'm sure you have also, but you're like, yeah, I've built all these connections, but I'm not seeing the income that I want. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is, what should your networking strategy be to actually bring in more money? And it really is dependent on the individual, but I'm going to go through a couple things and see if it identifies with how it, if it's joyful for you. And if not, then move on to the next thing. And when we talk about being successful in networking and having this strategy, it's what is fun for you? What brings you joy? And I say fun because I've redefined what fun means to me. In the past, when I have said fun, like I'm not fun like other people. So hopefully I'm talking to somebody out there that may think that they're not fun. I just see fun as a little bit different than other people. So what is fun for you? What is exciting for you, if you want to use a different word, when you're going to meet new people, or you're just going to a group of people that you've already met, and you're just building the community, whether it's in person or online. So I love to give referrals. I mean, I also love to receive referrals, and I also completely love repeat business. So when I talk about referral and repeat business, I'm talking about our circles, people that we already know. They refer us when they hear someone looking for our services or products. And then we also have repeat business. That business is from people who are already been clients of ours or customers of ours, who then come back because they loved the experience. So when we think about networking, we forget that those people that are in our circle, those people we should be networking with too and connecting with. And if you want, you can go back to episode 2 of this series, and it talks a lot about relationships. It talks about joy, bringing joy into your relationships. And it also talks about follow-up. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse on the follow-up. Well, maybe a little bit about follow-up, but it is really important when you are networking and connecting with everybody. So when we have the ability to collaborate and partner with other business owners, it gives us the opportunity to share our message, share our product with someone else's circle. And when you're able to do that, we are casting a larger net, but it brings up the people who really resonate with your stuff, right? So you're probably offering a free gift, or you're speaking, in their Facebook group, or you're doing a collaborative video series, something that brings people together, and that you're able to give your message to their people and vice versa. So it's a win-win-win for everybody involved. And you may think, well, that's really not my traditional thought about networking. I wouldn't have thought about that. But truly, networking and connecting is not just about going to those big events and meeting a whole bunch of people. That's exhausting, for one. I always say if I meet one person that I can have a meaningful conversation with, it's a success. If I don't, well, then I'll try again next time. And then if I don't, I'm not going back. So that's my threshold. And quick little tip on events and going to them, whether it's on Zoom or in person. And finding network events that fit who you are. So if you literally cannot walk into a room with 40 people, don't go to an event that you know that there's going to be a lot of people. I want you to search out and find events that fit you. How do you do that, Jen? Is probably what you're thinking. I want you to ask for referrals. Keep an eye out on things, whether it's on Eventbrite or Facebook. You have built a business, most likely. You have business owners in your circle. Ask them, where are they networking? Because it really is the people that are in your circle, and we talked about this in the last episode, the people in your circle are just like you. So if they liked an event, most likely you will too. And totally going to go sidetrack here on a story is that I went to a small mastermind 3 years ago now. And, part of it was business, bring forth your business challenge. And I forget exactly what my business challenge was, but what I didn't forget is the advice. And the advice was, why don't you offer wing woman services, where you go and you take people who are looking to get out of their comfort zone. They want to meet new people, but they just really don't know how. And they don't know anyone else in the room and they'd like a familiar face. And I was blown away. I still don't offer that because, of course, that was suggested 4 months before 4 months before March 2020. And we all know what that means. So I was like, a wing woman, what an amazing service that would be. You never know. It might be in the works for, over the next year. We'll see what happens as things transpire. But it was in that moment that I realized people are in need of networking and connecting on a different level. It's not the traditional shake your hand, kiss some babies, give out your business card. People want, and I say people, women, there are some men out there too, they want to connect on a deeper level. And it's really important to find your people. And that's how I would do it. I would search, and I would, the number one thing would be, and I'll reiterate it, is to actually ask your circle, where are they networking? And then go check out 2 or 3 different ones and see if one, over the others seem like the best place for you. And you don't have to do them all. Pick one. You don't want to overwhelm yourself with networking events, and whether it's Zoom or in person. Take the opportunity to get out there, meet some new people. And if the person that referred you actually, would be there, that would be good, because then you see a familiar face, and it helps. So yes. Always give value no matter what. So in most cases, we have the ability to share what we do, and we can share our, business card, if we're in person, we can share our business card digitally on Zoom. Always be offering value. So if you have a free offer of something, just make sure you add that on there. Maybe it's on your business card, maybe it's on your digital business card, because people want to get to know you, but maybe they want to see what you have to offer and then connect with you. So give them every opportunity to do that. What I am seeing right now is more and more introverts are skipping out on their usual networking groups and creating their own. And you're probably thinking, why are they creating their own? And they're creating their own because they don't like what's going on in the groups that they're in. So when we think about what groups that we're in, is it always just talking about your pitch? Is it always just what I'll call surface level connection? And I'm skeptical to even use the word connection, but it's surface level interaction. It's probably a better word. Surface level interaction, where you hear about their products and services. They may, give you the 90-second or 30-second pitch, but then you don't actually get a chance to really connect with those people on a deeper level. And that's where introverts are like, I'm out and I'm starting my own. What I love about some of these new events, and I'll share with you, is that breakout rooms 1-to-1. So there's a cap for how many people can come into the event, and you're doing one-on-one connections with, specific question, which is nice just in case if you don't really have anything to say, it prompts you. And another amazing thing that I love is you're able to, one of them, you're able to see when you can say who you are and what you do, but it's very quick and it's all listed out for you, so who is going to be next. So you're not just going to be like, oh my God, am I going to be called on next? And I think that is one thing that really helps me. We're going to wrap up here, and as we're approaching noontime, this year I'm speaking. So at networking, have you thought that speaking would be networking? It is a networking strategy. You get to share your stories, share your products, services, share how you've helped people. And at the end, you're able to network with the people that are there. So hence the 5-episode series, Ladies Power Lunch podcast. And I'm really excited to be here to share all of these goodies with you. If you are interested in joining my book study for my upcoming book launch, it's called Intrapreneur. And the web address is fem, F-E-M, intrapreneur.com. We'd love to see you join us on the book study, where we continue the talk about how to make the cash register ring by networking, not the non-traditional way. Thanks so much for being here. And you also get a free book, signed free book, and the connection journal if you sign up for the book study. We hope to see you there.